much. It is National Pothole Day. It's your chance to tell us about your potholes. It's the day that after Keir Starmer made a joke about the Kama Sutra. But this was extraordinary, by the way, and I do want to read this out because I think it's important to share this with you. Somebody said, just an idea for the Keir Sutra. Oh, God. Ensure your partner assumes the touching your toes position whilst facing away from you. Then you U-turn to the left, then you U-turn to the right, and you repeat 13 times. If your partner isn't happy, you turn again and again and again. So it's renamed the Kama Sutra. He said the Tories have had more positions than the Kama Sutra. I cannot believe a man that boring has ever read the Kama Sutra, but we are renaming it on Talk Breakfast as the Keir Sutra. I'm going to go back to Samara, Gill, a roving reporter. First up, right, Gill, first up, I haven't seen a hole. Where are the potholes, woman? What? I thought you were going to be knee-deep in a massive hole. What's going on?
I tell you what, first up, I'm just going to say that another one of those liars, Louise Hay, who's the former Transport Secretary, is now Heidi Alexander, but she's equally as useless. So I just want to correct that. But some of these potholes are so big that you probably could do some positions in them, Jeremy. Let's just take a look at the one behind me there. Now, they've tried to cover up quite a few potholes, and this is the issue. It actually can't be called a pothole unless a toddler can fit in it, and they just call them kind of irregular road issues. So that's kind of what's going on here, and that is really, really bad.
I'm not impressed by the hole. I'm sorry, Samara. I'm straight with you. You're straight with me. Your hole, that's not big enough.
The pothole?
That's not big.
You're going to have to take that up with your researchers, Jeremy.
What? My researchers need to find me a hole that started to crack. I mean, honestly, tell the bloke on the camera.
That is starting to crack.
Oh, is it starting to crack? Is it? Right.
Yes, it's starting to crack. Here's the key issue.
What's that?
These councils, they basically want to put a Band-Aid over a bullet hole here, where they're just clearly filling the holes when what they should be doing is resurfacing them completely. But the government doesn't want to put up enough money to do that.
Yeah.
Now, that car here that's just about to go over one of them, the average cost is over £600 for a family vehicle if they incur damages from a pothole. So this is costing the UK taxpayer billions of dollars
and it's not
per year,
actually,
Jeremy.
and it's not, it's not actually covered with many insurance policies. Mark Morrell, Mr. Loophole, who's on in just a tick, says there are now specific parts of insurance policies that you can buy into that deal with it. I went over one the other day. Right, and honestly, you'd feel like you were driving into a crater, and you go, well, how's that in the middle of the road? Now, you're loving your first week on the Jeremy Kyle Breakfast Show, aren't you?
I'm loving it. I'm loving the audience. I've received many tip-offs. We've got lots of locations we're definitely going to go to.
Right, well, fulfil the criteria of the job, then.
Another pothole.
Well, fulfil the criteria of the job today, otherwise words will be had later, Gill. Go, next time we come to you, I want you inside a pothole. Even if Joe, the cameraman, has to get a spade and dig the fake filling out. I need a hole.
I need a hole too, Jeremy. Let's see if we can find one in the next hour. I'll be on the hunt.
We're looking for a hole together. The amazing Samara Gill on the hunt for massive potholes live across the United Kingdom. Thank you, sweet. 0344 499. I don't think she's very happy with that. Just dig one out. 0344 499 1000. Let's cross to the man himself, right? Mr. Pothole. Imagine your legacy being known as Mr. Pothole. Mark Morrell, good morning, sir. How are you?
Very busy, Jeremy. It'd be fair to Samara, that hole has had a temporary infill. It was bigger before, and it's a poor quality repair that will be out within a matter of weeks.
I wanted to jump up and down on it so that the fake middle bit comes apart and she can be down in a hole. That's the point. You told me something the other day which I thought was fascinating. That potholes cause how many millions of pounds worth of damage in the United Kingdom? You gave me a stat the other day.
Well, the badly maintained roads is estimated to cost the UK economy £14.4 billion a year.
Oh dear. 600,000 plus call-outs in a year. You also touched upon, which I mean, these temporary fillings are a joke. You also touched upon an insurance policy nowadays that can actually include, for not a very large amount of cost, specific pothole cover. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a couple of companies that are doing it, and it's an evolving market. And as in the next few months, I think it will be become more widespread. And I've actually started to have a chat with them because I think it's an interesting thing. And if I can look at them and think they're worthwhile doing, then maybe it's something that I think motorists should be made aware of, because I think it could help them in the struggles we've got. I mean, but for National Pothole Day, Jeremy, carriageway backlog between 2000 and 2025 grew by an average of £530 million.
Yep.
Over the last 5 years, it's actually increased by £1.2 billion. So the network is deteriorating and failing. The age of the network, the lack of resurfacing, heavy vehicles, and all the other factors mean that we're on a decline that's increasing massively. Government, on average, between 2020 and 2024, we're putting in £1.3 billion to local road maintenance. Well, obviously, clearly, it's not doing anything because the backlog growing at that rate. Labour have put in an extra £300 million this year, but it's not going to do much at all when the network's declining at that. Government ministers want to talk about pothole spending. Well, that's a sign of failure of your network. They never want to talk about the massive road maintenance backlog that we've got and how it's going to be addressed, unless they face up.
They don't, do they? You're right. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to do anything right, do they?
No. I mean, and I've said on air a number of times, I'm more than willing to have a debate with the Secretary of State for Transport or a roads minister in open public debate about what the issues are.
Well, I'd love to be able to facilitate that, but nobody from the Labour government or party will come on this show at this moment in time. But the door is always open, just for people. And I know, you know, people are going, why are you talking about this? I'm talking about this because this costs people bloody money. And you look at the money that we spend on so many ludicrous things in this country, and our roads are I mean, I spent a lot of time living for a while luckily in Barbados, and I used to think that their roads were appalling. I'm telling you categorically now, the roads in Barbados are probably better than about 50% of the roads in the United Kingdom. And if you are, as so many Brits are, needing that vehicle for work or for pleasure or the school run, it's an absolute nightmare. And there's no way out of this, and it costs money, and the onus should be on the government, local or national, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they pull in over £50 billion a year from all sorts of taxation from motorists, yet they're only spending £1.3 billion or £1.6 billion this year on maintaining something. But the network's worth about £600 billion. And in terms of investment on an asset, you should be spending 1% of the value of that asset, maintaining it annually. That's good economics.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair. I think what you're asking for is unfair. I think we're better off spending the money putting illegal migrants in 4-star hotels. Why should the British taxpayer have a right to a road that doesn't mess its car up? What sort of man are you, Mark Morrell, really?
I can fully understand that, and I get them comments from some of my followers. But we're going to find, was it £40 billion to put a link between Birmingham and Manchester?
Yeah, hold on. Don't start me on that. That's by 2050. That's Rachel Thieves. I wouldn't worry about that. It's called HS2. It didn't happen before. The thing about governments are, Mark, you know this, and why it frustrates you and me in equal measure. They find money when they need to. Yes, we're skinned. The roads are part of the infrastructure that binds this country that's falling on its arse together. They need to improve. Mark, thank you very much indeed. Mark Morrell, happy National Pothole Day. It's like Christmas for him. He's like the Santa Claus of potholes. People are just expecting him to come round and fill their holes in. Samara, I mean, we just got a hole that was filled. We saw some footage just there, full of water, but he's got a bloody rubber duck on one. That's what we want. We want Samara Gill in a proper port. Can I just say,